It's so easy to see the glamour of entrepreneurship on social media, the launches, the successful acquisitions, the forced features, but most times what's lost in that are the countless lonely nights where founders are just figuring out, thinking, I'm probably the only one who's about to do this the way I'm gonna do it. The failures, too many to even count. See, for every Forbes top 100 entrepreneur, there were times when it was just them grinding away, nurturing their idea. But let me be real though, no one gets to that level without help. See, they utilize resources, community support, funding to help them become successful. Now, I've always wondered, what if we could learn from the entrepreneurs who've already done it, who've become successful, and learn how they navigate the resources to take them to where they are? Why don't we keep the same energy to support our local early stage founders the same way we support the big guys?
Entrepreneurship is going to be a journey of self-discovery,
Yes.
of getting to know who you are versus believing who you are. If you think you're strong, you're going to be tested and you're going to understand the level of strength.
I was 6 months pregnant with my first son when I started my first business, my private practice.
Right.
And in my mind, I was gonna do all of the background stuff. We built an internal software to help me do the process.
Right.
And I spent all my time getting my stuff. And I was like, okay, once it's nice and perfect, I'm gonna hang my shingle and I'm gonna tell everybody I'm open and the people will come. That was ridiculous. And it took so much longer than that.
As an entrepreneur, it's probably the most solo thing you can do in life. And you have to kind of like become like super self-aware, but super in tune with who you are in terms of, you know, triggers and emotions and the things you actually care about.
It just sucks to be a founder. It's a pendulum swing. Some days are up here, some days are down, and like it's just going back and forth. There is no way around it. People don't understand that, you know, we're kind of built for this just because of the adversity we face just as humans. It's kind of in that struggle, I hate to say it, it's just like in our DNA at this point.
And myself, you know, I'm like, okay, I want to do it, but I don't want to fail. And if I fail, I'm gonna be embarrassed of myself to the public, whatever, or my friends. And so it's like, okay, I can't let that failure stop me from doing what I want to do.
This season, we set out to highlight the early stage founders, the ones who are working hard to build our local economy. From small businesses who create spaces for wellness, connection, and community, to startups who are building the future. We've been uncovering how entrepreneurs bootstrap their ideas from 0 to whatever 100 is for them.
As a kid, my dreams were, I'd say smaller, but still big. Like I remember one of my dreams was making one of the screws that goes on one of the spaceships that goes to Mars. The reason I do this is to fulfill that excitement that I originally had, because this is all a game and you may as well play it.
There's always gonna be a project for you to complete.
That's right, that's right.
There's always gonna be all these other things that are just a part of this process. And if you can't get to a point where that stuff is just par for the course and I just have to get through it, then entrepreneurship is gonna be hard and like, it's already hard and lonely, but it's gonna be way harder and way lonelier.
Yeah.
Right?
We didn't just stop there. We are in the show me state. So we brought up resources, highlighted different resources for entrepreneurs who are in their early stage.
So usually when entrepreneurs contact me, they have an idea of what needs to be solved. And that usually can range from understanding where they are in the process, understanding their business idea, and being able to translate that in a way that other people can understand.
Now we even took it further from Kansas, Missouri, and all the way to Virginia Beach to highlight the amazing entrepreneurship ecosystem that the Uplift program is building over there.
Virginia Beach, we out here, excited. I'm really looking forward to this episode just because of how much of an extension it is from Kansas City. It's really cool to kind of see how the ecosystem functions in KC compared to how Steven and Anthony Global is doing it.
Yeah, man, if I could sound it up in one word, I'd say intentionality. When you're building out an ecosystem, there has to be a level of intentionality around each of those different areas, right? Because you can give somebody access to capital, like you said, right? But if they don't have the knowledge behind it, then where does that go in 4 or 5 years? That's right.
This thing is, so I do wholeheartedly believe in fake it till you make it. I really do. People want to shoot that down and say this or that. It would be really nice if experience and competence could come before confidence in that regard. But a lot of times That's just not how it is, especially if you are under-resourced, especially if your family doesn't come from money. You don't have the luxury to wait. If you can fake it till you make it, with the intention of putting yourself around people who are doing the damn thing,
Right.
or grinding the same as you, or just better than you,
Right.
you'll get there.
In all of this, our mission has remained simple. We highlight underserved entrepreneurs in underdog cities so we can showcase how entrepreneurs can learn from each other to grow.
Because I've seen too many people build a business and they want it to be this way so bad that they're not listening to their customers and they're not pivoting. So the company goes under, but it didn't have to.
Insulin pens, EpiPen, all sorts of different auto-injector devices. Why would one device be any different than others? And so we decided, why not ask the patients, right? The patients know what the problems are. They're the ones that are experiencing them.
This season, we have highlighted over 20 entrepreneurs because we believe that entrepreneurs are the backbone of our economy. We believe that one entrepreneur's story has the power to change the entire landscape of an entrepreneurship ecosystem and to inspire the next generation of leaders.
Did you ever see yourself like doing social entrepreneurship? Was that something, or you just fell into it?
I just fell into it. I never had this plan or idea that I wanted to even go into entrepreneurship. That just never was really an option. But I'm an immigrant, started off as a storytelling campaign, and that really was all it was in my mind, was just a storytelling campaign that I started in high school, and it would kind of end when I graduated high school.
Right.
But it just started gaining so much momentum and people loved what we were doing, and so we had to keep it going.
As we wrap up the season, I want you to keep this in mind. For every successful entrepreneur or finally you've heard their story, it started with a small idea. Now my question to you is this: are you next?